What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out. And with this video, we are jumping into something brand new. We are jumping into Silver Surfer Rebirth issue number 1. And we are having two legendary creators, Ron Mars and Ron Lim, returning to tell a story set during their fan favorite run of Silver Surfer, with someone stealing the reality gem, with the ability to fulfill any wish no matter the consequences. Whoever has taken this stone, they are doing things like bringing back dead heroes, like the one and only Captain Mar-Vell. Be sure to buy the comic, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up on the edge of Kree Empire. And currently, we have a Kree battleship about to be sucked into a black hole, and with the gravitational force pulling them in, with them using every effort to try to pull away, the captain lets his crew know, unless a miracle happens, there is nothing stopping us from being sucked into that black hole. We will all be pulled apart. I apologize for this. It was an honor serving with all of you, and this is our goodbye. That is, until we have an arrival, the one and only Mar-Vell, the son of Mar-Vell. Currently going by the name of Legacy, he is using all of his might right now to try to push this Kree destroyer out of the pool of this black hole. Having the abilities of flight, strength, speed, energy casting, and cosmic awareness, he also wields the Nega Bands. But right now, he is not even sure if he is able to push this out of this pool, with him pushing the ship with everything he has, vowing that he will live up to his father's legacy, that he will be a hero just like him. On the horizon, he sees a twinkle, and that twinkle is the one and only Silver Surfer. And he lets Legacy know that I have come to aid you. With Legacy a little bit thrown off that Silver Surfer just randomly showed up. But Silver Surfer, he has cosmic senses, so there is very little that is not seen from Silver Surfer, telling Legacy he needs to get to a safe distance, wielding the power cosmic. There is absolutely nothing that is beyond Silver Surfer, and we see him use his powers and push this ship out of the black hole's gravitational pull. And while Legacy is thoroughly impressed because of this, Silver Surfer lets him know that this behemoth can be pulled from the event horizon. Its motion can be arrested without tearing it apart. These things he can do because he is, in fact, the Silver Surfer. And now with the Kree ship safe and out of harm's way, them able to make their repairs, the two of them, they fly off into the distance, with Legacy letting him know that he wasn't even sure that he was up to the task. That could have ended very badly if Silver Surfer hadn't shown up. Silver Surfer simply letting him know that this is what he does. After being the harbinger of death, this is his way of making amends with the entire universe. But Silver Surfer has to ask Legacy, what are you doing here? What are you pursuing out in the cosmos? And what Legacy is doing is simply trying to do the job, to live up to his father's name, never having anyone to show him the ropes. Not only that, he has the Nega Bands, so he's got some big bands to fill, trying to live up to the legacy of his father, even though he never had the opportunity of actually meeting him. But Silver Surfer lets him know that his father was selfless, disciplined, fearless, a military man blessed with compassion, a true hero in every measure, and letting Legacy know that if you truly want to meet some people that knew Mar-Vell, you should really head down to Earth and talk to some of the heroes, some that stood toe-to-toe with him in some of the greatest battles ever had. And if not anything, Earth will teach you some kind of humanity, of serving the greater good. But as the two of them traverse space, this is when something happens. Everything is transformed in an instant, with the Silver Surfer no longer finding himself next to Legacy, but in fact, he is standing toe-to-toe with Mar-Vell, having no idea what is going on, how they just got here. Mar-Vell saying, "Are you unwell?" Because right now, we are in the middle of a freaking battle. We're in the middle of a war right now, with the Skrull war machine on the move. Silver Surfer is trying to get his bearing, trying to figure out where they are, trying to figure out what the heck is happening. And they are on Aladia, a planet that is about to be crushed by the Skrull Empire. And with Mar-Vell doing everything he can to battle these forces, Silver Surfer is stuck. He doesn't know what to do, because the Captain Marvel he knew, he perished such a long time ago, and he doesn't understand how this is even possible. And though this may be absolute madness, Silver Surfer feels he has no other choice but to jump into the fray. With the Silver Surfer being targeted and getting knocked off his board, the Skrull soldiers, they jump on him, all of them trying to take him in until he has a giant blast of energy freeing himself from their grasp, asking them if they even know who they are trifling with, calling his board back to him. He is going to end this. And in the midst of the battle, he is asking Mar-Vell to please explain what is going on. Mar-Vell telling him, what is there to explain? You're here, I'm here, there is a Skrull invasion currently happening. But this is when Mar-Vell he feels something. Something has just arrived. And with a giant explosion, we see Mar-Vell brought down to his knees, recognizing that this is all his doing. Captain Marvel charging in and going full force at him, only to get blasted, with Captain Marvel looking half dead in the arms of Silver Surfer. From the shadows, we hear a voice saying that he is of no consequence, that he is merely a shadow among shadows. And making himself clear, this is where we see the Mad Titan. This is where we see Thanos. And he is in need of help from the Silver Surfer. Alright gang, so as we pick up with issue number 2, Thanos is trying to let Silver Surfer know that I need your help. Though Silver Surfer is not willing to give this help after he just watched Mar-Vell murdered directly in front of his eyes. But Thanos tries to let him know that Captain Mar-Vell, he has been dead for many years now. This is not Mar-Vell. Silver Surfer, not really knowing how he even came to this place, he is gonna make Thanos pay for his crimes. And so the two of them, they begin to battle. Silver Surfer letting him know that he won't back down, that he is the equal to the Mad Titan. But Thanos tries to let him know, first of all, he doesn't have an equal. Second of all, he came here for aid. And if you are not gonna listen to me, I will pound you into the ground until you stop moving so I can tell you exactly why I am here. And then it all shatters. Everything breaks away, and Silver Surfer finds him at the home of Thanos. Sitting in his garden, Silver Surfer, he has no idea what the heck is going on. With Thanos walking out of his house and welcoming Silver Surfer to his home, Surfer really wants things explained to him, for Thanos to explain what the heck is going on. And he tells him that Mar-Vell, he has been dead for years now. There was nothing that could ever stop the cancer that was spreading in his body. And he also tells the Surfer that you knew my plans. I wanted ultimate power, but he found the taste of power to be rather bitter. And as the Infinity Gauntlet event had come to an end, the Infinity Gems, they had been scattered for safekeeping. Adam Warlock, he kept the Soul Gem for himself, and he gave the others to his Infinity Watch. And the most powerful of these gems, he entrusted to Thanos. He entrusted the Reality Gem to our Mad Titan. And so he kept it on this planet, here at his home, in this remote place. And Thanos, he truly believed that the gem had been safe, because who would ever dare try to steal from the Titan himself? But nevertheless, the gem, it is now gone. Someone has stolen the Reality Gem. And even Silver Surfer, he finds this very hard to believe. with our Titan letting him know that he is not infallible. He does make mistakes, and he admits he messed this one up. But now the question is, who is the thief and where did they go? More importantly, who would know that the gem is hiding out here? And so that is why he has come to the Silver Surfer. He has come to him to ask his aid and helping him find the reality gem. And the reason he's not going to Adam Warlock or the Infinity Watch is because him and Adam Warlock, they have a history. And while he may respect Adam Warlock, he doesn't trust him. Silver Surfer, on the other hand, he is motivated by self-interest. The burden he carries for his servitude of Galactus. That makes him a reliable ally. And so, with the Surfer agreeing to help him with this quest, Thanos lets him know that they have little time, reality currently being the plaything of whoever has stolen this gem. Knowing that their opponent, they are slowly beginning to learn how the reality stone works, with new realities crackling into existence just for a brief time before they are gone. And Silver Surfer's cosmic awareness, this is going to help them track down whoever is using this reality gem. Silver Surfer is going to be the compass pointing them in the right direction. And so the two of them, they jettison themselves into space. And as they look around in space, Silver Surfer, he is able to pick up some small traces of reality being changed. This is leaving a trail directly to the wielder of the reality gem. And as the energy surge begins to build up, Silver Surfer detecting this coming in, it is already too late for them. Their enemy is aware that they are on the trail. And so with reality beginning to shatter, Thanos finds himself face to face with Nebula. Meanwhile, Silver Surfer, he finds himself face to face with Galactus. And in one reality away, we have the person who had stolen the gem, not yet fully mastering the ability to change reality, knowing that Thanos and the Silver Surfer are hot on the trail. This is where he calls in someone that may be able to fight against them, someone to stand in the way, even if it is just for a moment, while this person learns how to use the reality gem. And the pawn to be sacrificed in this fight is the one known as Jack of Hearts. Alright gang, so as we dive into issue number 3, we are picking up with the Silver Surfer. And what he is doing is giving us a very quick recap on how he became the Herald of Galactus. And all of us, we know the story up to this point. The god descends onto his world. Intending to consume it, he stops this from happening. Being transformed by the power cosmic, he becomes the Herald. He becomes the Silver Surfer. He helped Galactus consume as many worlds as he wanted. That is, until he came to Earth. Coming upon Earth, he helped the Fantastic Four defeat Galactus. With reality shifting, he is now back to being the Herald, being stuck in this prison yet again. He tells Galactus that he refuses to help him any longer, that he will no longer feed that hunger he has. Not in this reality or any other, not having the power or ability to take Galactus down. Everything that he has done to make amends for all of the past atrocities. For every world he helped get consumed, all of that has been erased, and he finds himself yet again lost. Taking us elsewhere, this is where we pick up with Thanos. He has come face to face with Nebula and her army. Nebula demanding to know why he has come here. What is his purpose here? And for Thanos, he doesn't even know. He lets her know, I'm confused as much as you are. Something has happened. I don't belong here. And as soon as I fix my chair, I promise you, I will no longer be a nuisance to being here. Nebula completely infuriated that he won't join her side. He tries to tell her, this isn't my reality. I don't belong here, and so I am going to leave. This is when she sicks her entire robot army on him, trying to let her know that this will will be completely pointless, she does it anyway. As all of these robots, they pile up on him. We see a huge surge of energy, and all these robots, they go flying. With her army decimated, he asks Nebula, "Are we done?" Nebula, being completely infuriated, she shoots at him and then charges in, coming in and stabbing him right in the side. He lets her know that this is a very unhealthy relationship. Grabbing her by the neck, he chokes the life out of her. When her body goes limp, he throws her to the side. And this is the arrival of his one true love. We see death. This is the one thing that puts him in pause, pointing to his daughter as a sacrifice, saying that if there is anything you need done, let it be known that death has his undying devotion. As Thanos falls into the darkness, we are taken back to the Silver Surfer and Galactus. The Silver Surfer refusing to take out one more planet. We see Galactus knock him straight down to the surface, warning the people of the danger that will come. The Silver Surfer hops back onto his board and he charges into battle. Regardless if this will take his life or not, he refuses to help Galactus any longer. With their two powers colliding together, this power is so strong, we see a crack in reality. And from that crack, 4 individuals come. As the Silver Surfer looks in astonishment, what we are seeing are 4 different variants of the Silver Surfer. As he tries to figure out what this means, we are taken to the Jack of Hearts. He is the first lieutenant, the right hand to whatever is actually controlling everything. And they have been keeping tabs on both Thanos and Silver Surfer, knowing that they are in a different reality that they probably won't be able to escape. They have no concerns on them, planning to remake this universe in his image. This is where it is revealed that Tyrant is the one behind everything. Alright gang, so as we dive into issue number 4, we are picking up with the Silver Surfer and his 4 other variants. All of them being summoned to him. They don't know if they can trust this Silver Surfer. While he is trying to make sense of how any of this actually makes sense, they are debating on what they're gonna do with him. He lets them know that he has no time to unravel whatever mystery this is. That he needs to find a way out of this reality and find his way back to Thanos. When the other surfers hear the Mad Titan's name, they assume that this Silver Surfer is no good, that he must be a bad guy if he is working for the Titan himself. Unwilling to let him go and wanting to get the truth out of him, we see all 4 Silver Surfers go in on him. Getting blasted in the back, he tries to tell them that he doesn't have time to argue with them and try to figure this out. But our 4 surfers, they refuse to let him go, demanding to get answers by any means necessary. As our Silver Surfer tries to hold them off the best he can. At the end of the day, he is no more than their equal. A 4 versus 1, our Silver Surfer has no chance. As our Silver Surfer is down on the ground and they are beaming energy directly at him. He is unable to get up off the ground. We see a shatter in reality, and this is where we have the arrival of Thanos. And the Mad Titan, he can't help but think how this matchup would go with 5 Silver Surfers versus himself. Thinking that this would be quite a fascinating challenge. Neither of them had the time to find this out, revealing to the Surfer that he had been with Lady Death but was unable to please her. Sending him away, he went seeking after his chair. Once he was able to find his chair and it was properly calibrated, he was able to traverse realities much easier, eventually leading him directly where he is right now. Telling them that it is time to leave. Our Silver Surfer, he doesn't want the other surfers hurt. Unfortunately, the Mad Titan, he doesn't care what he wants. They have no time to sit around and wait. We see Thanos lift up his hand, and in one giant blast, all 4 surfers are shot off into space. The Mad Titan letting our Silver Surfer know that he didn't kill them. He just scattered them among the stars. That they need to leave before those surfers Surfers return, tracking on to the reality gym. They have their trajectory, and they are headed directly for whoever is responsible for altering reality. That is what takes us to Jack of Hearts and Tyrant. At this point, Tyrant wants to send out anybody and everybody he can. He needs to buy himself just a little bit more time. He needs to slow down the Mad Titan and Silver Surfer. To do this, he is going to send out Jack of Hearts. But Jack of Hearts, in his current power state, he is absolutely no match for either of them one-on-one, let alone both of them together. And so Tyrant gets the idea to imbue him with some of his power. Tyrant is giving some of his power over to Jack of Hearts. Seeing Jack of Hearts getting leveled up, he is ready to be unleashed on the both of them. As the Silver Surfer and Mad Titan fly through realities, they find the reality that they need to be in. Recognizing that they are getting closer, they see the individual incoming. As he gets close, Silver Surfer recognizes this as Jack of Hearts. Believing him to be friendly, the Jack of Hearts lets it be known it has been a long time since they've seen one another. And since that time, so much has changed. A giant blast of energy comes out of Jack of Hearts. And this is where this fight gets underway. With Silver Surfer knocked out of the way, he goes straight in for the Mad Titan. Thanos has dealt with Jack of Hearts before. Jack of Hearts has been a nuisance and annoyance to him in the past. But even the Mad Titan has to recognize that Jack of Hearts, he is not himself. Somehow, he has been leveled up. With this power scaling, he believes he knows now who is responsible for stealing the reality gem. As Jack of Hearts and Thanos go tumbling through space, they land on a planet, the Silver Surfer rushing in to see if Thanos is okay. And what we see in the clutches of the Mad Titan is Jack of Hearts, and he is beaten down, with the Silver Surfer pleading for his life, saying that he must be under the control of someone else, that his mind is not his own. We do not have to kill him, but the Mad Titan doesn't care. Someone stole from him. Regardless of Jack of Hearts being a pawn or not, he is going to pay the ultimate price. We see the Jack of Hearts. He turns into nothing more than a skeleton, and this is when the true enemy shows his face. As the two of them tell Tyrant to hand over this reality gem, he has no intention to do so, because why would he surrender when triumph is just in his grasp? Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are jumping right into the fray. Silver Surfer, Thanos versus Tyrant. Before Surfer and Thanos are even able to make a move, we see Tyrant use the reality gem. And using this gem, what we see is reality begin to shift. From goo to stone to abstract art, we are seeing Thanos and Silver Surfer begin to transform. And while this works temporarily, what we see is the Silver Surfer start to bring himself back together, resisting against the changes that the reality gem is causing. We see him form back into his regular self, and he lets Tyrant know that he wields the power cosmic. Surfer also letting him know that there is no reality, no universe where you will win this fight against me. As he goes to use the reality gem yet again, this is when Thanos taps him on the shoulder and punches him in the face. Tyrant yet again using the reality gem. We see everything go sideways. Reality is turned upside down while all of these titans battle one another, as Tyrant lets them know he is the creation of Galactus. A creation that Galactus himself had feared. Being banished for this, he now seeks the reality gem so he can make the universe in his image, so that Galactus is the slave and Tyrant is the master. The Silver Surfer charging in on his board as fast as he can go. We see Tyrant hit him with an energy blast, hitting him so strong it knocks him clean off his board. This is when the unexpected happened, because when Silver Surfer fell off that board continued moving, the reality gem dropping down to the ground because Tyrant has a surfboard right through his chest. Of course, this puts Surfer at pause. He had no intention of killing. In fact, this is the exact opposite of what he wanted done, even going as far as telling Thanos throughout this whole ordeal that we are not here to kill. And when he picks up the reality gem, the gem shows him a possibility where he has children, where he has his wife, where he has the perfect life. Everything that he could ever want. But he knows that this is not reality. He knows this is not how the universe is. Telling his wife that he loves her, he takes the gem out of his head and it brings him back to reality. As Thanos approaches, his only concern is getting the reality gem back. But before Silver Surfer decides to give this back to him, he uses it to resurrect Jack of Hearts. The truth is, Jack of Hearts was nothing more than a pawn of Tyrant. And it's going to be very interesting to see if these events tie into everything going on with She-Hulk. But as Silver Surfer brings Jack of Hearts back to life, this is where we see Thanos go over to the body of Tyrant and he begins to rip him in half. Fearing the possibility that Tyrant might come back, he wants to ensure that he is taken off the board completely, believing ripping him in half and throwing one half into space is going to do the trick. As he floats off into space, we see his eyes begin to glow red, though Thanos and Silver Surfer do not see this. And that is because the Mad Titan, he is trying to get the reality gem back from Silver Surfer. Not sure if this is really what he wants to do. Reluctantly, he hands over the reality gem. And so this all comes to an end. Taking us to a little bit later on, we are picking up with the son of Mar-Vell. Vell and Silver Surfer are having a discussion. What he really wants to know from the Silver Surfer is, were you tempted? Were you tempted to keep the reality gem and change some things? Change the way that the world has become, that the universe has turned into. The truth is, Surfer was very tempted to do so, but he knows that that is not his power to wield, believing that no one should wield this kind of power, which begs the question, why did you give it back to Thanos? But like Captain Mar-Vell had learned, the truth is, Thanos, he may not be a hero. In fact, he is certainly no hero. But perhaps he is not the true villain everyone sees him to be. That the Mad Titan is a very unique individual. Returning to his seclusion, Silver Surfer does believe this is best for the entire universe. But now the son of Mar-Vell, he needs to find a new path. He needs to figure out where he is gonna go, hoping, praying that just maybe he can live up to his father's legacy. As for the Silver Surfer, he is gonna continue along the spaceways and answer any call for help. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. With this bringing an end to Ron Mars's Silver Surfer Rebirth miniseries, I have to say I have thoroughly enjoyed this story, mostly because of the artwork and how just absolutely amazing I think it is. All of the variant covers are also just knocking it out of the park. When it comes to the story itself, it doesn't really have tremendous amounts of depth. It's really just a fun issue bringing the Silver Surfer and Thanos together to go against Tyrant, someone that we really don't get to see that often. And so if you're looking for a story that is just visually beautiful, lots of punching, lots of Silver Surfer being the Silver Surfer, this is definitely a comic that you want to pick up. If you're looking for something more profound when it comes to the writing, this is probably not the comic for you. It will be interesting to see if these events somehow tie into everything going on with She-Hulk, with Tyrant still possibly being alive. Could he have somehow taken over Jack of Hearts yet again? Because Jack of Hearts in the She-Hulk line, he is arriving from deep space from captivity with little to no memory of anything that transpired. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by hitting the super thanks button. You can donate any amount you would like, and any little bit helps us out. Now, if you can't do that, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you don't miss any of the awesome content that we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.